on the mute side. Beautiful. So we've got to get bent this morning, and we changed a few things last week. Okay, so we'll continue from last week. And as always, we'll just start with the spine a little bit first. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to address. Yesterday, again, we went through obviously a little bit out of alignment strength work. Today, we're going to just get the whole body checked in. Okay, so nice and simple, straightforward. We'll start with the headquarters first. And yesterday, we were doing a lot of glide type of work. Okay, so this kind of rotation. Today, we're going to go into straightforward and backwards rotation. So what we're going to do is imagine a tabletop. Your chin is going to slide on top of that tabletop forward. We're going to tuck that chin onto the chest, come back to the starting position, and then boom, we're going to go forwards, down. So effectively, we want to make sure we're creating this nice smooth circle, okay, in this frontal plane here. Okay, so just forwards and backwards. Nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Let's get it started. As we do that, let me just make sure my timer is on. Okay, so at the moment, we're just going in one direction, nothing too crazy. And as always, I sometimes like to have my hands on my chest and also sometimes on my lower back, just to kind of make sure nothing else below the head is coming into play, right? So we want the rest of the spine to be still and just moving from that cervical section. From there, let's reverse it. So back, we're going to tuck that chin in. We're going to reach forward and then slide back on that tabletop. So remember, any rotation type of work, we want to make sure we start small and slowly and gradually start adding to that circle, right? So no need to set a PB right off the bat. Just feel what the body's doing. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to open the legs up a little bit wide, okay? So when I say wide, it doesn't need to be like middle split wide, okay? But it is, like 2-3 width of shoulders, let's put it that way. Now from there, toes are face forward, and we're going to make sure we keep those legs firm. So, okay, quads are locked out. All we're going to do is we're going to tuck our chin onto the chest, and we're going to slowly just allow ourselves to gradually roll round and fall down towards the ground. If we touch the ground, that's cool. If we don't touch the ground, that's cool as well. But at the bottom, you're just going to pause. Whatever that bottom means, you're going to pause and you're going to take just 2 breaths in. Okay, and the breath that you're trying to breathe in and out from is just below the rib cage. Okay, so it's not kind of like, just that sort of kind of breathing, but rather slowly just trying to breathe below the rib cage. And then slowly, once you've done those 2 breaths in and out, rolling up and standing tall. And we'll just repeat this process. So just nice and simple. You're trying to articulate each vertebra at a time. So again, take your time with coming forwards and down. So there is no rush. The slower you go, the better. Okay, that gives you more opportunity to tune into the body. At the bottom, or wherever that may be for you. Focus is on the breath. Even when you come up, legs are nice and firm. Draw that tummy to the back of the spine, slowly rolling that spine nice and tall. And again, just continue with that. Okay, just on our own pace. We're going to one last one. Okay. Yeah, slow, no rush. Okay. Finish that rep off. Once you're done, okay, take your time. Once you've done, guys, all we're going to do is we're going to again have feet are fairly wide, okay, just maybe about shoulder width apart, not as wide as we just did, but feet are still a little bit wide. And we're just going to take 90 seconds here, okay? At 90 seconds, we're going to freestyle it. So you have the creative license to kind of just move your spine in any direction that you want to. One thing that I'm probably going to okay, of just like, using legs and squatting down, okay, kind of sounds silly, okay. We can bend the knees, but not squatting, okay. So what I want to try think about doing here is keeping the spine or lead with the head first. We just kind of went forwards and backwards a little bit, okay, or forwards and tall. We can start to kind of arch our back, right? So we can extend the back, but we have to make sure the butt's working so we're not just dumping into the lower back. Maybe we're falling to the side. Maybe I'm looking to the side. I can rotate. Okay, and again, this is very, very slow, but just try and get into different portions of the spine. Nice and simple. You can allow your hands to lead as well, okay? Just freestyling it. Let's have a look what comes out of it, okay? Nothing too crazy. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. So any direction you want to, any way you want to move the spine. You can bend the knees ever so slightly, okay? But remember we talked about, we don't want to squat. We're always looking to marry our breath with our movement. All this is very slow. Last little bit. Okay. Once it's done, let's wrap it up. Hopefully, we're a little bit warm, a little bit more awake. Okay. We're just going to go straight into a little bit of joint rotation work. So we'll start with downstairs first, keeping it very, very simple. All we're going to do is today, okay, we're going to just kind of put the big toe lightly touching the ground like so we can bend one knee. Okay. And we're just going to look to move those ankles. So we're going to try to come into different surface areas of those ankles if we need to, or we can simply stay into the big toe and create a little circular motion. Again, nothing too crazy. This is very, very simple. Okay. Now, my advice is to kind of try really lean into the corner. So it feels like you're smashing your feet into the ground a little bit. Just be mindful. Okay. If you've got hard surface underneath you, be delicate. Okay. From there, let's go to the other side. Just nice and simple, nothing too crazy. So again, and we're just going in one direction at the moment, nothing too crazy. And from here, all we're going to get into is our knees, ankles, and hips. Okay, so taking the old school, nice and simple. Feet are going to be together from sideways. Okay, hands on top of our knees. And we're just going to make sure, okay, legs start with straighten. So I'm pushing my hips back, my legs back first. I'm going to get into one corner. Okay, try to drive my knees as far forward ahead of my toes as possible, then into the corners. I'm just going to continue with this circular motion, going one direction. Nothing too crazy. And let's change directions. So nothing too crazy, just simple, straightforward, just checking in with the body. And time. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into nice and straightforward shoulder work a little bit. Okay, now with the shoulders, what we're going to get into is we're going to integrate a little bit of the head as well. Okay, so effectively we've been working with this round the world theme, okay, with the towel and stuff like that. Today we're going to just kind of look at the traps and then the shoulder joints a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just standing nice and tall, hands are going to be wide. Okay, and what we're going to do is think about the ears like we normally do in the gem mob. Okay, this okay. We're going to drop our head to one shoulder. Okay, so our ears are coming to one shoulder. Now, whichever side we're coming to, the opposite side, okay, we're going to turn our palms up to the ceiling. Okay, from here, I'm gonna look straight ahead, and as I lean to one side, the opposite arm turns. Boom. Okay, so just nice and straightforward, nothing too crazy. We're gonna just transition between these 2 points. Okay, so now we're rotating at the shoulder joint with the elbows locked out. So again, we can allow the shoulder to roll in as much as possible. Shoulders roll in as my heads reach the other side. Imagine you're being lengthened on both sides of the hand. So imagine there's 2 of me and I'm pulling on both your hands in opposite directions. Okay. Last couple. And rest. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go downstairs. We're gonna go into our active middle split. So from here, you can heel toe out, okay? Again, you wanna be kind of just about 2 steps behind what you think you should be doing. So meaning, just try set a PB right now. Okay, we're just kind of warming up a little bit. So the key thing here is to make sure the toes are pointed forward and you're pushing down to the outside edges of your feet. Your legs should be firm, and then think about then squeezing your feet together. So your legs are firm, and imagine you're going to squeeze your legs together. Now from there, we're going to reach our hands back behind us, keeping the spine nice and elongated. We're going to reach forward. We're going to pause here for 3, 2, 1, and slow control, driving up. Okay, let's repeat that for 6 reps. Pause for 3, 2, 2, driving up. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. Last one. 3, 2, 6. And then coming up, exit strategy is normally up to you. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a little bit of a shoulder opener. And the way we're going to make sure we open the shoulders, we're going to come down to our feet, or our knees to start off with. Okay. Now from here, we're going to make sure, okay, we understand this concept of external rotation. So think about hiding the armpits. Let me just take a jumper off. Okay. So the key thing here with the shoulder opener is, although we're trying to come down towards the ground as much as possible, we're going to effectively make sure we're nice and strong through the shoulders. Okay, so we're stable through the shoulders. Because the opposite to that is, if I'm not trying to hide my armpits, okay, as I come down, I'm going to potentially roll, and I'm going to start to kind of feel this in the front of my shoulders, or the top of my shoulders at the front, which is not what we want. Okay, so the key thing is this: what we're going to go into today is a minute protocol, and we're going to go into hips over the knees, and knees can be fairly wide. We're going to make sure we come onto the fingertips, and my arms are kind of like, obviously ahead of me, but don't go so far that you can't then turn and stabilize the shoulders, okay, or the armpits. So from here, what we're going to do is, okay, 3 things, guys. So just watch this first. We're going to make sure we're in this posterior tilt first. So again, we're going to tuck that hip. Okay, so we're going to try hide the bum, wrap in the armpits. Our objective for 30 seconds is to come down close to the ground as possible without losing that hip position, okay, or the shoulder position. Then from there, at 30-second mark, we're going to go the opposite. We're going to arch our lower back, so into anterior tilt, and I'm going to try come down towards the ground as much as possible. Now, the third and last one, this is critical. We're going to keep the chest where it is, and we're going to try then again hide the bum by trying to go to that posterior tilt. Okay, so we got 30 seconds of work in posterior tilt, then we've got 20 seconds of work in anterior tilt, and then the last 10, we're going to try work a little bit of a hybrid of both. Okay, so if everybody's ready, let's get into the position. Knees under the hips. Okay, fingertips are ready. Hide the armpits first, and then here we go. Posterior tilt, come down towards the ground. So think about your shoulder blades trying to face down to the ground at all times of the shoulders. Keep hiding the bum, but keep coming down to the ground. So you're pulling yourself closer to the ground actively. You're going to feel this anywhere from the upper to mid back, maybe the shoulders, but the front of the body and the shoulders. From here, let's go to the anterior tilt, and now we're arching our lower back. Chest is coming down to the ground. Still trying to hide the armpits. Keep pulling yourself actively down. Okay, here we go. Last 10 seconds, keeping the chest where it is. Let's tuck the bum for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back it off. Okay. Whew. Okay. Everybody should be cool. So from here, let's repeat that process one more time. Okay, so we're going to start with our shoulders. Okay, make our way to middle split, and then we'll just open the shoulders in flexion a little bit. Okay, the 3 things, just one more time. We should have a little bit of a flow now. So the first one, okay, hands out to the sides. Imagine it being lengthened to the sides. Okay, we're going to roll our shoulders in. As we do this, we lean away from that shoulder with the ear trying to get to the opposite shoulder. And then we'll go to the other side. It should feel a little bit freer. Again, be gentle. Okay, we're not rushing this. So try tune into the body. You may find one shoulder rolls a little bit more comfortably than the other. You may find you may be able to reach a little bit further with the traps of the head. Okay, just take notice of it. You don't need to force anything. Last couple. And rest. From here, let's go into the 6x middle splits. So you can heel toe out. You should be a little bit warmer, so you can go a little bit further than you did last time, okay? So again, toes are face forward, pushing the outside edges first to ground yourself nice and strong. Then glutes come into play, and we're gonna try squeeze the legs together first. Hands go back behind us, looking straight ahead. We're gonna reach forward. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. And rest. Okay, from here, we're going to go into the shoulder opener. Okay, so again, with the arms. Now, again, you want to make sure, guys, okay, you're not too wide with this. Okay, obviously not too close either. Just wider than shoulder width apart. You should be able to keep trying to hide the armpit. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the minute protocol. Knees are under the hips. Again, knees are wider as well. We're going to tuck the hips, wrap the armpits, and we'll come down for the first 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so we're trying to hide the armpits, trying to tuck the bum, but we're still actively bringing ourselves closer to the ground. In 3, 2, 1, drop the tummy down towards the ground. So we're going to arch our back. Chest is coming close to the ground as well. However, the stability of the shoulders, the integrity of the shoulders is still there. You may need to gaze your eyes up a little bit. Okay. Trying to bring that collarbone to the ground. The belly button to the ground. Keeping the chest where it is. Let's try to hide the bum again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back it off. Whew. And then rest. Cool. All right, quick drink of water, guys. Okay. And then we want to get ready for the next bit of work. Now, just like last week, we're gonna work in a little, okay, just to kind of like different portions of the body just sync together. Okay, so today's objective is to kind of get 3 sets of these back to back. So as we get set up, what we're going to do, guys, okay, is we're going to look at the back of the body initially, okay, through ostrich walk. I remember with the ostrich walk, okay, again, people are going to feel it slightly different places, but predominantly this is basically lengthen out the posterior chain. And the way it works, just again, as a reminder, we're working on this beat, okay? It's like, 1, 2, move, 1, 2, move, 1, 2, move. And that rhythm of the work is really, really important. And that's what really dictates, what range you're working at. So it doesn't really matter whether you can touch the ground, or caress the ground, or you are nowhere near the ground. The intensity that you want to work towards is so you can uphold that rhythm, okay? So as always, we'll go through each of the movements by themselves, and then obviously we'll stack the second and third set on top of each other. So ostrich walk, a little bit like what we did at the start, we were kind of working with the spine kind of folding forward. So this is effectively what it is. Okay, we're gonna try to keep both legs straight. Okay, I'm gonna slowly come down towards the ground. Now, some of us may be here, which is totally fine. Some of us may be able to touch the ground, maybe even further, which is totally cool. Predominantly, we want to keep the weight on the front leg as much as possible. If this is really hard, you can just bend the knees, the back knee, okay, ever so slightly, so the front leg is still straight. Now from there, the work that we're going to do is a 1, 2, then a small step forward. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
2. Notice that I'm not coming up all the way here to take a step and then trying to come down, okay? Also, you know, this 1, 2 beat, okay? So if I'm here and, you know, the beat is 1, 2, and 1, 2. If we're like this, it's, again, it's too far, it's too much, okay? We want to try be on this rhythm a little bit. Now, if you don't have much of a space, that's okay. We'll do our best, go to the end, turn around, start the process again, all right? So here we go. Nice and simple. I'll kind of count mine out loud so it kind of hopefully help you. Otherwise, hey, let's get busy. Here we go. And 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Make sure your head is relaxed. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to turn around, keep it going. 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. 2, 1, 2, and slowly coming up. Okay, once you're done, you can slowly get up. It gets pretty potent, so be mindful. Okay, so from here, guys, the next thing we're going to do is our tabletop. Now, tabletop, okay, yes, we still kind of use the back of the body, but really we're looking to open the front of the body here. Okay, so a couple of things that we have to bear in mind is structurally we need to put ourselves in place where this is going to be powerful. Okay. Because the other side to that is just discomfort. Okay, so the big idea here is use your legs more to help your lower body out. Okay, so a couple of things. Fingers are going to be placed back behind us. This already helps open the shoulders a little bit in this external rotation. Okay, and I'll show you 2 things, 2 progressions. So if you haven't done a dynamic variation before, I would suggest just having your arms set like so, knees are bent, and then look. Both cues is going to be push the world away, squeeze the shoulders, lift the bum up, but notice how my feet, okay, I'm loading my legs up more, and I'm using my butt, okay, I'm using my glutes to lift my hips up, not kind of hyperextending, okay, so you can see my belly's popping out, that's because my lower back is super arched, okay, so you just want to make sure weight is going to the feet and glutes are on, but really notice what's happening at the front of the shoulders here. I'm still squeezing the shoulder blades. My ears are nowhere near the shoulders, and my weight is not dumped into my wrist or my neck. Okay, if you feel this at the elbow, that probably means you're either not stabilizing the shoulders and you're dumping yourself too far back. Okay, so that's the simple tabletop variation. The dynamic variation, which most of us have been working on, is same, but slightly different. Okay, so again, hands are faced back. We're going to be already pushing the world away if the bum comes off. We're going to hold for 3 seconds. We're going to come up, hold the top position for 3 seconds, same cues, and then again, coming down without the butt touching the ground. Okay, so there's a little bit of a work through the front of the body and the back of the body. And we take the shoulders through 2 different ranges. So again, choose a variation that we can do for 5 reps, 3 second pause, up, 3 second pause at the bottom. Okay, here we go. Fingers back. If you are setting up on the ground, that's cool. Otherwise, bum can come off. And let's go up for 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5, and down. Beautiful. From there, okay, so we're going to go into our compression work. Okay, so the compression work is strength protocol. So obviously, we need to make sure we're stretchy. That's what the theme of this session is, to get bent. Okay, but we also need to make sure we're strong in the smaller places so we can utilize these things. Okay, So think about the ostrich walk. Okay, we were able to obviously get the back of our body lengthened out. That was the goal. That is the goal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the front of our body, the strength from our front of the body, to lift ourselves. Okay, to lift our legs up. Okay, now of course, if we're tight from the hamstring, our knees may be bent, we may be super tight, the legs may be heavy and whatnot. So again, we want to make sure we strengthen the front of the body to have access to the back of the body. Okay, so what we're going to do here, guys, is pretty straightforward. So rather than the legs kind of being fairly close, we're going to have the legs a little bit wide. So this is what we call a straddle position. Okay, now from here, just a little kind of help. Okay, so if you're struggling to kind of sit on the ground, just slide something under your bum, maybe a cushion, a couple of books to raise the hips up. That will make life a lot easier. Okay, our objective is pretty straightforward. We're going to have our hands either side of one leg, trying to get the heel of the palm to touch the ground so we can push the world away. Okay, eventually you may be like creeping your fingers back and then be on your fingertips lightly touching the ground. We want to be able to push the world away. So making sure we're at a range where our hands are actually driving into the ground. It's really important. We can switch this stuff on up here. Otherwise, we're going to be pointing those toes. We're going to be lifting that leg as high as possible, okay, without falling back. Okay, we're going to hold it for 5 seconds. Then we're going to transfer to the other side, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. So 5 reps. Okay, it is cramp central, so this cramps really badly, but embrace the suck, we'll be fine. Okay, here we go. Choose one side, any side. Point those toes hard, push the world away, squeeze the quads, and lift at the hips. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 6. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 7. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 8. Down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, down, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 10, down. Okay. So, okay, standing on our feet, shaking it off. So those are the 3 things we're going to do. Just 2 more sets. We're going to go into our ostrich walk, followed by our tabletop, okay, choosing a variation that suits you, and then straddle compression. Now with the tabletop, guys, if you are able to touch the ground fairly comfortably, try going to the back of your hands, maybe the palms down, maybe reach back, maybe okay, reach wide. The idea is, can you get even closer? Can you get the head closer to your feet? Okay, now that pulsing sensation is going past the normal range of motion. Okay, so we're trying to accumulate a lot of pulses. Okay, here we go. Going down, we're going 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 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 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to turn around again. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and back it off. Okay, just finishing that last rep off. Go this way. Once you're done, we'll go into our tabletop. Dynamic tabletop, that is. Okay, so again, choosing the variation that's right for you. We're going to have those fingers face backwards. Okay, hips through if you're doing the dynamic variation. We're going to lift the bum up initially, so set your shoulders up and drive up for 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5. And down. Okay. Shoulder compression. Boom. Okay. So again, we don't need to take we don't need to set a PB with how wide our legs are too. Okay. So again, just stay 2 steps behind what you think you should be doing. Toes are pointed, hands either side of the leg, push the world away, and lift the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 6. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 7. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 8. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 9. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 10. Okay. One last one. Okay, let's get it. Ostrich walk to start off with. Okay, so again, taking our time with this. Here we go. And 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Switching. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And finishing that rep off. Now, once you're done, let's get onto the ground for our last set of our tabletop. Now, guys, make sure when we're pausing at the top or the bottom, you're still thinking about pushing the world away. Okay, you're trying to create as much space in the shoulder joint as possible, no matter where you are in space. Okay, that's critical. So again, we move with attention and intention. Here we go. When you're ready, bring your hips up and let's go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5. And down. Compression. Here we go. Okay. Come on, babe, you can do it. All right, so hands either side, toes are pointed, squeeze the quads. We're gonna lift at the hip crease. 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 7, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 8, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 9, and 5, 4, 3, 2, boom, and rest. Okay. Okay. Quick drink of water, guys. Everybody's still alive? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Good. Thumbs are working at least, which is good. Okay, I'm just gonna open a window. I'm not gonna lie. It is a sweatbox up here. Whew. Okay, guys. So from here, we're gonna do things slightly differently. Okay, so these are kind of longer holds now. So the longer holds, we're gonna go sequentially, okay? So last week we kind of finished on super couch and then this wall-mounted straight-legged work, okay? Which is what we're gonna do today as well. But before that, we're gonna go into some hip internal rotation work, okay? So effectively, external rotation, okay, would be turning out, so externally rotating out, okay, at the hips. Then we're gonna focus on more the internal rotation, so the hips turning in, okay? So for this, we'll use the ground and we're effectively going to sit in this, what we call this 90-90 position, okay? Now, something to be mindful of, okay, when we say 90-90, generally, as you can see, my front knee is bent at 90 degrees, okay? My ankle to the front is also bent at 90 degrees. From front on, oh, sorry, from side on, you can see this, okay? My back knee is in line with the hip. My back knee, okay, and my back ankle are also at 90 degrees. Okay, now the back leg is what we're really bothered with today. Okay, so this hip is in what we call like the internal rotation. And we're going to use our own spine slowly and gradually to pull ourselves more into internal rotation. Now, obviously the hip being on the ground, the hip can't move anymore. So effectively what we have to do is we have to be able to move our spine to dictate how much of this internal rotation the hip is in. So the reason I wanted to say that is because, okay, we want to make sure we get this crystal clear, this 90 degrees, okay, the hips. Then from there, if we're thinking about the spine, some of us may be back here, and that is totally fine, and that's what's needed, okay? No one is going to try do one of these bad boys, like, you know, arching or crunching through the side body here. If you feel things through your obliques to the side body here, that means we're not down in the hips, okay? The key thing to understand here is the spine needs to be long as possible. So imagine a piece of string, in case someone pulling you up, right? So for that to happen, maybe some of us have the hands back behind us, okay, facing down this back knee. Then slowly and gradually, maybe at the crease of the hips, not the obliques, we want to keep tall and we want to slowly bring ourselves up to a point where maybe, okay, a few of us are, you know, placing the hands actually outside of the back leg. Yeah. So again, everybody's gonna be slightly different. That's my way of saying, don't rush this. Okay. We're gonna go for 1.5 minutes, and I'm gonna talk you through a few things. Okay. Here we go. So let's find the 90-90 first. So back leg is what we're gonna be paying attention to. So this is my right hip, and this is the shittiest internal rotation. Okay, for me. Okay, so this is not a good side for me. So again, this is why I want to start on this side. So my spine is nice and long initially. Okay. Here. Okay, so facing down, we're going to be as tall as possible from the spine. Oh my God, excuse me, I hate sneezing. Okay, so from here, guys, our objective is this: keep the spine long. I want you to push that back leg into the ground as hard as possible. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just release whatever you are tensing. And then see if you can slowly posture up a little bit more. So maybe using your hands to get even longer from the spine. Okay. And let's do that one more time. We're going to push the ankle, the shin, and then the whole leg into the ground as hard as possible in the back leg. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then release whatever you were tensing. Okay, maybe then you can again use your hands to posture up a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more rotation at the hip crease. And again, you're trying to feel this around the hips, okay, not the obliques, not the side body. And the ground is your best friend. Okay, now I want you to imagine a back glute. You're going to tense your back butt as hard as possible. Try hit that butt onto the ground. It's not going to hit the ground, but imagine it's going to. So again, push your legs into the ground, tense the butt, drill the leg for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly release it. And then again, use your hands, okay, to get the spine stacked and in position where you get into the hips a little more. And slowly back it off. So hopefully you felt a little bit of a gradual change, okay, in the quality, okay. Hopefully you actually increased a little bit of range of motion. So that's very, very, obviously we got a lot of help. So going to the other side, same thing, we're going to tool. Again, one side may be completely different than the other. So follow the principle for that reason. Okay, here we go. We'll start from here, nice and tall. And let's push the leg into the ground first. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And make that slight adjustments. And again, let's push down hard. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, some of us, as I said, okay, so on this side, I can actually get my hands in front of me. Okay, here we go. Let's tense the butt first. Imagine the butt's going to hit the ground, then push your legs into the ground as hard as possible. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Posture again. And again, you're slowly using your own spine to pull yourself more into this hip rotation position. By posture. And slowly back it off. Okay. So just to kind of galvanize that position one more time using our own strength, we're going to sit into something called bear sit. Now, don't ask me, I don't make this shit up. Okay. So, okay, okay, this is a bear sit. So effectively, we're going to have here, guys, okay, hands are going to be face back, okay? And again, from side view, obviously, the further back we are, the easier it becomes for the hips to move. The more I'm postured up, as you figured out, the more vertical and long my spine, the harder it becomes to move at the hips. Yeah, so again, you want to make sure there's some movement, obviously, that you're not just staying still, but don't take the piss, be out here and just smashing the ground either, okay? So from here, a couple of things. The legs are wide, but your knees are bent. So pull your heels back to your butt. Toes are pulled up. I'm going to posture up. So again, I'm not dumping into this position. Posturing up. Now from here, use your butt on the outside to pull both knees to the ground. Okay. This is now external rotation. Now what we're going to do here is keep the left in external rotation. The right one, we're going to slowly pivot on the heel. And we're going to look to bring the right knee down towards the ground. But the key is this, not to let the butt come off the ground. So the right butt should still be on the ground. And your intention is to keep pulling that right knee towards the ground. Now, pull it out, back. Let's go to the left. We're going to pull the left knee towards the ground without letting the left butt come off the ground. Slowly back to external rotation. Okay, let's go again. Right first. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to right. Keep the butt on the ground. Keep the spine nice and long. Nothing is moving from the torso. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Here we go. Left one coming down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up. And rest. Okay, so from here, we're going to get to super couch. So either a couch, okay, or a stool, whatever you have handy. Let's grab that. If you're using a wall, that's okay as well. Okay, but remember it's okay, the wall can be sometimes limiting if you've got poor ankle flexibility as it is. I'm just getting mats for me. And again, it's nothing too crazy. Okay, just a minute and a half work on each side. Good, everything's set up, which is good. Okay, so remember the closer the back knee to the wall, the harder it is. Okay, boom. So if everybody's ready, get that front leg out in front of you. Okay, which is going to help you. If everybody's ready, we'll slowly start to posture up. So our objective is to keep the rib cage down as much as possible. Okay, so we're limiting that arch of the lower back right now. We're using the front leg to push ourselves back onto the heel. So the back bum is trying to hit the heel in the back leg. Okay, but again, without the cost of the spine arching back. Breathing as much as possible. Last 30 seconds, guys. Remember with the long stretches, you want to make sure breathing, okay, dictates the intensity. If you have to keep shuffling, if my breathing is short, sharp, then I'm really tense. I'm not really going to allow the nervous system to kind of do its thing. Okay, so we need to make sure we are writing to the right intensity. Slowly, when you're ready, leaning forward, hands on the ground, and then back it off. Okay. Okay, just making sure you move those limbs, make sure those blood's flowing and everything's working. And then once you're ready, we'll go on to the next side. Okay, feet sit, slowly coming up, and boom. We'll start from here. Okay, so this is tighter. Again, you may find one side's completely different to the other side, meaning like, you know, the quality, the restriction or the tightness that you feel. Okay, so again, don't crank it up and aesthetically try to force yourself into position, okay, into that, you know, what was happening on the good side effectively, right? So follow the principle, okay? So you'll continue looking to intentionally, slowly and gradually make your way up, posturing up, keeping the rib cage down, okay? Using the front leg. Push into the back. So again, just allow yourself the space, okay? And make sure, again, that breathing is the integral thing. That's the missing link. That's what's really allowing the nervous system to calm down, to give you more space. we say something like, we need to make sure we use the breath to kind of give us that, working up to this stretch tolerance, right? So 90 seconds, a minute and a half is not a, it's not a short amount of time, okay? Okay, but if we have to keep fiddling around, if it's too hard, okay, in that first 20 seconds, well, we're not going to be able to sustain it. So we need to make sure we gradually build a stretch tolerance. Okay, 20 more seconds. And slowly lean forward and boom. Back it off. Okay, so the last one that we're going to do, guys, okay, is again, we're going to require a walk. Okay, and what we're going to do here is you have the creative license to kind of basically do what feels good for you. Okay, the only things that we're going to adhere to is two things. Okay, we're going to be facing, okay, in one direction. The wall is what we're going to be utilizing. We're going to make sure we have one leg on the wall. Okay, so if I just put this leg a little bit more in front of me so you can see it, okay, with the feet, you can also move the feet on the wall. Okay, the only two things I want to say to you is both legs are locked, okay, meaning you are nice and firm, so you're standing tall. And then you're going to use the spine in whatever direction you want to. So for example, I can reach away, I can reach forward, I can come towards, okay, I can even rotate back, I can even look to twist a little bit. So whatever feels good for you guys, okay, take like pause for like 5 to 8 seconds in each position. Just feel it out, okay? Allow the body to settle down a little bit. So yes, I want to move and explore, but if something feels good or something that feels like, oh, this is a bit weird, okay, just kind of pause and just feel it out a little bit. Cool? 90 seconds per leg here as well. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can also use your hands to make your body a little bit longer to load. And slowly back it off. Okay, let's go to the opposite side. One last time, guys. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And slowly make that your last rep. And then, boom, finish it off. Bring it in. How we feeling, team? We good? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Pretty
sounds
easy.
good.
Nice and chill today. Nothing too crazy.